Alright. Let me make sure my mic is on. Okay. Just getting things situated here, and we'll get started. Let me do that real fast. Okay. What am I looking for? Let's see. Paper Banjo 64, how's it going? Just getting some stuff sorted out really fast. Should be good to go now. Make sure we're actually live. I'd like to test some stuff out. There we go. Okay, cool. Perfect. Just making sure, because sometimes this acts funny. And I know it likes to cut my mic out for a moment. I still get annoyed by that. I don't know why. I don't know why the I'll minimize the window or click away from it, and yeah, it just it'll mute my mic, and I'm just like, really? Why? I don't get it. I don't know if there's a thing I can do to make it not do that. I don't know. Let me make sure I advertise this stream a bit more. Capitalize. There we go. Ooh, all over the place. Copy. Let's see. Yes, marketing. Yes. Marketing is fun. Woo. Alright. That should do the trick. Alright, hopefully we get some more people in here. Okay. So, yep, we are doing the round of 16 for the off-season playoffs, and we start things off with the Daytona night race on the oval, Nürburgring, the entire track, all 14 miles or whatever it is. So, and I'm gonna warn you guys now. Nürburgring is going to be a show. it's going to be a little crazy. So it's pretty much going to be we got 2 wild card races in the first round. You know what's ironic? I just realized the first round is kind of similar to the first round in the 2024 playoffs. The reason I say this is because we start with a super speedway, we have a road course, and then a short track. Because obviously we started with Atlanta, Watkins Glen, Bristol. We got Daytona, Nürburgring, IRP. One of these things is not like the other. So yeah. Be sure to share the stream around, share with your friends, and tell them to come and join the fun. And I think we're in for some fun races for sure. The first thing I want to do, however, is I want to see if it actually does what I want it to do. Let's see. Okay, yep, that's what I wanted. Green hell. Alright, so here are the rules for the off-season playoffs. So, 10 races, 16 drivers, similar to what we have now in real life. We will use the 1998 point system for Sunday Night Lights, so that's the bonus points for winning and stuff like that. The winning you're in is in effect, so if one of the playoff drivers do win, they're in. And there will be a complete reset each round. There will be no playoff points. It would be too hard to balance in with this system and everything else. So we're not going to use the 2024 points or anything like that. So we're just starting from 0 and go from there. I'll use score 4. I'm going to give Jet the points, and he'll make the graphic, and I'll show you guys after each race what things look like in terms of the playoffs. So that's where we are. I'll leave that up there for a few moments just as people continue to join. Corvette, how's it going? Thanks for joining. Just going over the rules of the Sunday Night Lights off-season playoffs. So what I'll start with is I will go through the entire schedule. So tonight, it'll be Daytona under the lights on the oval. And then it'll be the full Nürburgring track. And then we go to IRP. The round of 12 will be North Wilkesboro, Old Spice, Kansas. The round of 8 will be Senair, Homestead 1996, and California Speedway. And then the championship 4 at Atlanta. Of course, tonight we're just doing the round of 16. So, yeah, should be a fun one. I'm curious. You know, the one track I'm looking forward to is how chaotic Nürburgring's gonna get. So, we'll see how it goes. But we will start things off at Daytona. So, instead of ending the regular season there, we're going to start our playoffs here. So, I'll get things situated here. Just because I have 3 races going, I'm debating whether to do 25 or 40. And that's for Daytona and IRP. And, well, that's just because Nürburgring is literally going to be like 5 laps because of how long the circuit is. So, yeah. I'm trying to think if 25 or 30 works the best. Once I get that sorted out, then we'll go from there. Fix that. Final check of the rosters just to be safe. Just to make sure nothing stupid happens, because we don't want that. Okay. Yes, Jet will be joining us for the first race here in just a bit. Let's see. Good. Good. Excuse me. Good. Yeah, I think a lot of this looks pretty good. And of course I got all the alts. So yeah, I made the roster bigger just to have all the alts in it, just to kind of keep it random, you know, and see what alts show up and what doesn't. Because, you know, figured it'd be a little bit more fun that way. That's good, that's good, that's good, that's good. Okay. I'll give it just one more moment here. Everybody join the stream. What's going on here? Alright. Alright. Alright, I'll do 25% for these races. Just to be safe, and so that, you know, this doesn't turn into like a marathon. So, I don't want to keep you all up until like midnight. That'd be silly. Okay, and there we go. All right. And one more thing. I think it's fair that I at least show you guys the grid just as a reminder of who is all in. Give me a second here. Switch it up. Okay. Again, special thanks to Jet here. But yeah, this is what we're working with. These are the 16 drivers. And again, everything is full reset. Full reset. So things are a little different here compared to real life. So those are the 16 drivers, and obviously pretty wild first round. You never not know what's going to happen just because, you know, we got Daytona, and then we got Nürburgring, which is going to be insane, and then IRP. So this is going to be a fun first round. You don't want to miss it. It's going to be a lot of fun. Okay, now that I've got all that squared away, and I'll do 1% pit stop frequency because, you know, I'm pretty sure with 25%, for the first time in Winston Cup history, we have a 16-way tie. And we're just going to take the 16 drivers out to Los Angeles Speedway to determine the champion. That's what we're gonna do. The Days of Thunder sequel. Yeah, I mean, it would be cool to see a sequel in real life, right? You know, I mean, you know, Top Gun got a sequel. Why can't Days of Thunder get one, right? So, you know, that's kind of how I see it. Let me do one last quick check of this, and then I'll... Okay. Alright, yeah. 1X should be okay. Alright. Who's ready for the first race? Let's get Daytona going. Alright. And we are live at the Daytona International Speedway. We are under the lights and on the oval for the first race of the 1998 Sunday Night Lights OffSeason playoffs. And where else to do it but Daytona International Speedway, the world center of racing. I'm Joe Moore, along with Barney Hall, to bring you live flag-to-flag coverage on MRN. I had to. Can you imagine, like, an alternate universe Sunday Night Lights timeline of just hearing them go, like, you know, you just hear them go, you know, Rob Moroso or Tammy Jo Kirk, you know, who are the 16 drivers? Right here. So, Shauna Robinson, Ernie Irvan, Rusty Wallace, Kyle Petty, Patty Moyes, Jeff Gordon, Dale Earnhardt, Jeff Green, Rob Moroso, Alan Kawicki, Sterling Marlin, Bubba Nissen, Tim Richmond, Ricky Rudd, Joe Nemechek, Mark Martin. And they are based off of the 98 Winston Cup standings and who all won. And that's why they are, these are the drivers that are in. So, again, everyone is fresh start, full reset, and we'll see how things happen, right? So that's what we got working for us. Let me make sure I have my speakers on so you can hear the cars. And I switch back over to this. And here we go with qualifying.
Drivers, to your cars.
Well, how about this for a front row? Jeff Gordon and Dale Earnhardt. Oh, that's fitting. Then we got Alan Kawicki, Rob Moroso, Ernie Irvan, Shauna Robinson, Patty Moyes, Sterling Marlin, Darrell Waltrip, Rusty Wallace. That will be your top 10. Does Tim Richmond do any TV work? I feel like he could from time to time. I feel like he could. I think he's got that charisma, and I think he's got that personality to be on TV for sure. Comment who your picks are, by the way. I'd love to see your picks for the races. Let's see. Brett Redben, how you doing? All right. So, I guess I'll quickly.
Drivers, to your cars.
Drivers, to your cars. We got the McDonald's Chicago Bulls. We got the McDonald's Chicago Bulls Ford on the pole, and next to him is Dale Earnhardt. Row 2 is Alan Kowicki and Rob Moroso. Row 3, Ernie Irvan and Shauna Robinson. Row 4, Patty Moyes, Sterling Marlin. Row 5 is Darrell Waltrip and Rusty Wallace. Row 6, you'll find Dale Jarrett and Jeff Green. Row 7, Ricky Rudd and Kyle Petty. Row 8, Tim Richmond with the throwback. All right. And next to him is Ricky Rudd. And you got Terry Schoonover, Kenny Wallace, Davey Allison, Casey Elliott, Wally Dallenbach, Kenny Brack, Bubba Nissen, Tammy Jo Kirk, Mark Martin, Jeff Burton, Ward Burton, Chad Little, Kevin LePage, Robert Presley. Hey, fitting paint scheme here. Bill Elliott and Dick Trickle, Kelly Earnhardt and Jimmy Spencer, not Morgan Shepherd, wrong guy, Eddie Bierschwell and Terry Labonte, Bobby Hamilton, Rick Mast, Todd Bodine, Steve Grissom. All right. I wonder what SNL would be in the Cars universe. Yeah, that's interesting to think about for sure. Yeah, I think Rusty Wallace could be a favorite. But, I mean, if things don't go his way at Daytona and Nürburgring, he could be in trouble. And if he doesn't win at IRP. So, anything can happen. Those of you that just joined, how's it going? Let's go.
Drivers, start your engines!
The engines are fired here at Daytona. Mark Martin has a nice paint scheme. Yeah. Lap 5 or so. Okay. And we are rolling for the Joker and the Thief starts playing in the distance, copyright free. Yeah. Well, this is 1998. I guess play Eye in the Sky by Alan Parsons Project. Dun, 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 dun. You know what I'm saying. Alright. Who y'all got winning? 16 drivers, 10 races, 4 rounds, 1 champion. Anything can and will happen. That's the Pontiac Grand Prix pace car. Leads the 42 car field into turns 3 and 4. And once that pace car makes that hard left onto pit road, you will hear 42 engines fire off at the same time, and they will begin roaring around this magnificent 2.5 mile oval at speeds of 200 plus miles an hour. 40 laps. 40 laps to determine the winner. Round 1, race 1 of the off-season playoffs. Pace car makes that hard left down pit road, and here we go. Gordon, Earnhardt, Kowicki, Moroso, and the off-season playoffs are underway from Daytona. So far, so good. Down the backstretch, Jeff Gordon and Dale Earnhardt on the outside. Alan Kulwicki and his teammate Ernie Irvan was leading that inside line, but Jeff Gordon gets down low, and he's going to try and lead the first lap. Only 40 laps in this one, so if you're starting in the back, you definitely need to get going. One lap complete. Car 1 is P1. What if Nissan screws over Irvin again? Gordon, Kulwicki, Irvin, Waltrip, Earnhardt, Jarrett. That's all who's running up front here. Gordon goes to the outside. Here come the AK Racing Fords. The Hooters Ford of Alan Kulwicki and the NBNA Ford of Ernie Irvan. It was Kulwicki who made the pass on Ernie Irvan to win the 1998 Daytona 500 in Sunday Night Lights. Now he's trying to pick up where he left off. Yeah, it is cool to see guys like Mark Martin win the championship. You know, guys like him and Ricky Rudd. Guys who didn't win the championship in real life who get to win one in this timeline. And, like, not only that, like Kyle Petty, too. Rusty Wallace winning 4 championships instead of 1. You know, I mean, NASCAR looks so much different, and they got so much star power going for them. Meanwhile, battle for the lead. Dale Jarrett in that 32 Gillette Ford, co-owned by himself and quarterback Brett Favre. That Jarrett Favre Motorsports team that already has been making impressions in the lower divisions and perhaps in the future could make some noise in the Winston Cup. Maybe that starts tonight even. I'm currently doing my own NR 2003 What If Universe on Discord. That starts in 85. Oh, that's awesome. And now here comes Tim Richmond. Richmond to the inside of Dale Jarrett. He takes the lead, and now the SS Motorsports Chevrolets are right behind him. Here comes Terry Juniver. All right, give me a moment here. I'm going to get Jet in here. Hopefully you sound all right in the stream. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. If you got me, I'm not sure if I'm on yet.
Yeah, you're on.
All right, welcome everybody. I am in the booth tonight. I guess I'm Barney Hall. God rest his soul.
That's right.
I guess I'm Barney Hall tonight. I'll let Alex do his thing for the most part, but I'll do my color commentary. And of course, if you guys have any paint scheme questions, no.
Yep, y'all got any questions? Feel free to ask them. Bubba Nissen leads 6 laps in. Mark Martin in second. Then it's Wally Dallenbach, Kenny Wallace, and now I'm seeing the 23 of Ward Burton up there in the mix.
You still got me?
Yeah, I got you. Might lag a little bit. I apologize.
Might be my own connection. Hopefully that doesn't mess it up.
Yeah, it's all good. Still running smoothly.
Yeah.
Mark Martin, who of course got his big break in the early 80s, signed on to Budmore Engineering. The team he has been with since, won them a championship, has won them many races, except for a Daytona 500. Something that I'm sure he'll be looking to chase down in 1999. Speaking of Daytona 500 champions, Kelly Earnhardt in the mix. She has now entered the top 5. She's right behind that 23 owned by Travis Carter, that Winston Ford of Ward Burton. Kenny Wallace, who has a crown jewel win on his resume, the 1995 Brickyard 400, he's in second.
Kelly Earnhardt has had trouble in the points this year.
The Bank of America Chevrolet.
I just realized the roof number on that 23. How did that get approved? Unless the lighting was just weird at that angle.
You know what? That's a
Am I
good.
see-
Let me.
Am I seeing that right? I never noticed that car had different colored roof digits.
Yeah, I never noticed that either. Yeah, I'm looking on the helicopter view right now. That's exactly what it looks like. I'll be. Yep, there you go.
Yeah, Alex is like 5 seconds ahead of my feed, so because we're not screen sharing, so nothing breaks. So I'm letting him do the commentary, but I'll be here to talk.
How about a little onboard view of Kelly Earnhardt, the 97 Daytona 500 winner? She goes to the inside of Kenny Wallace. So it's Martin, Earnhardt, Waltrip, Schoonover, the top four. And we're already 1/4 of the race through. Terry Schoonover.
Mark Martin.
Good.
Mark Martin came in as the last guy in. He was the one driver outside the top 15 with a win, so he leapfrogged Tammy Jo Kirk, and he's looking at a good spot to try to lock himself in right away from the last seed.
Maybe he pulls a Tony Stewart 2011.
You never know. Yeah, we barely got any playoff guys up at the front right now, but Mark Martin leads the whole way.
You may have some competition, though. Here comes Terry Schoonover in that Spam Chevrolet. He's getting pushed by the Prime Star Pontiac of Wally Dallenbach, but Dallenbach goes to the outside. And Bobby Hamilton trying to bring that Petty 43 up to the front. He's got Ricky Rudd behind him. Of course, Rudd, who won the championship back in 93, won the 1996 Daytona 500. Enjoyed a lot of success with Dyegard Racing in the early days, and nowadays with Hendrick Motorsports. He's got Davey Allison, the 85, behind him. And how about Kenny Brack in the 44? New leader, the 43 of Bobby Hamilton. Oh yeah, NASCAR Racers. I remember that show. Here's Ricky Rudd. Ricky Rudd takes the lead. He's got Davey Allison behind him. Of course, these two duked it out here they duked it out in 1991 for the championship that resulted in Davey Allison, at the time, was considered a fantastic comeback. And when he was driving that Mountain Dew car for his father's team, and unfortunately in recent years, things haven't looked too pretty for him, but he's kept things at bay driving that 85 car and hopes for improvement in the coming years. He's got Kenny Brack behind him, who was tearing it up in open wheel, won the International Open in 96, and now he's running stock cars. Well, look at this, the 41. That is Steve Grissom, driving for Larry Hedrick. Where did he come from? Here's Jeff Burton up to third now. Rob Moroso, Tammy Jo Kirk. Of course, Moroso, one of our playoff contenders. Win and you're in. Go ahead.
It's Daytona. It's Daytona. We're gonna be saying, where did he come from all night?
Yes, we will. Pretty much. That's literally like all the Daytona and even Talladega races in NR 2003. they're always fun because it just produces the most random winners ever at times. And you're like, how did that happen?
And sometimes one random winner could change the course of history.
Like what we've had in this timeline.
Multiple times, in fact.
Yes. Including the driver in that purple and orange number 40 Pontiac, Shauna Robinson. Rob Moroso was second. He's going to get pushed up to the outside. And here comes Tammy Jo Kirk in the 16 for Jack Roush. Shauna Robinson, dubbed a megastar in NASCAR. First woman to win the Busch Series championship. First woman to win the Daytona 500. First woman to win the Coke 600. And the first woman to win the Winston Cup. And I'm sure a lot of people will ask going into 1999, what is next for Shauna Robinson?
Shauna's not even the first female leading right now, unless that's about to change.
There's the 16 of Tammy Jo Kirk on the outside, but it looks like Shauna's going to get a little extra bit of help from the 15 of Martin. There's the 9 of Bill Elliott, who came oh so close of winning his second Daytona 500 in 1998. Came so close, and Alan Kowicki was able to beat him to the line for the win. Of course, Elliott won the 87 500. Hasn't won as much in recent years, but trying to help improve his race team for him, his nephew Casey, and meanwhile, here's Mark Martin back to the lead in the 15. Here's a feel good. How about that 28 car? That is Dick Trickle. The 1980.
He's a race car driver.
His name is Dick Trickle. Trickle, of course, enjoyed quite a bit of success in the Cup Series in this timeline. That was from about 1989 to about 91, 92, including winning the Daytona 500 back in 89. That was, of course, the first win for Jack Roush's team as well at the time. That 6 car now occupied by Darrell Waltrip you see back there. And, of course, a lot of questions regarding Waltrip. You know, he's getting older, getting towards the end of his career. Who could potentially take that 6 car in the future, whether it's a couple years down the road or whatnot? Meanwhile, 3 wide for third. And how about Sterling Marlin from out of nowhere?
And here comes the other Elliott, too. Don't lose track of him.
Yeah, how about Casey Elliott? It would be a feel-good for him because he missed the Daytona 500 in 1998. And now he gets another opportunity to take on the Oval. Of course, this is not the 500, but still, for Casey Elliott, and I think that's a pretty fitting paint scheme to run under the lights here, that Diet Pepsi Ford. Shout out to our good friend Rose Jam for those Casey Elliott paint schemes. As Sterling Marlin leads the way, it's a trio of Fords, and now the Pontiac, the Tabasco Pontiac, that is of Todd Bodine. And then you see a Chevrolet in the 25 of Ricky Rudd, and it's 3 wide back there behind everyone.
Will we have another clean race like the Daytona 500 was, or are we going to have the big one come back with a vengeance?
Yeah, I mean, that's going to be pretty interesting to watch. We've seem to have a track record of clean Daytona 500s. We've had some wrecks in the past, but it's hard to say what will happen. This track is so unpredictable. That top 3 is now Marlin, Casey Elliott, and Ricky Rudd, but now Ricky Rudd to the inside of Elliott. And he's going to take second away. Todd Bodine looking for third. And how about Chad Little driving for Mark Rypian in the 97. Chad Little trying to make some noise and get a win here. Sterling Marlin, who has enjoyed quite a bit of success since moving over to Roger Penske's organization, picked up 4 wins in 1998. Hopefully that he can clean a few things up and see if he can chase after a championship in 1999 and perhaps one up the most dominant driver of the 90s, that being Rusty Wallace. Meanwhile, Todd Bodine is up to second. Behind him is Tim Richmond in that Exxon Chevrolet, the throwback scheme, of course. Richmond trying to get one last Cup win at Daytona.
Tim is him.
Tim is
different Tim, but right.
Exactly. Tim is him. Richmond to second. Davey Allison to third. Marlin still leads. We are now halfway through race number 1 of the round of 16 in our off-season playoffs as Dale Jarrett works his way back up to 4th, bringing Jeff Green, Kyle Petty, Dale Earnhardt, and others along with him. And look at Dale Jarrett now in that 32 Ford. He's looking for second. He's got some help from Kyle Petty behind him. As I mentioned earlier, Dale Jarrett, that team he owns with Brett Favre, Green Bay Packer quarterback. Now he wants the lead. Still trying to build the Cup organization for the future. But he is enjoying some success already as an owner in the lower circuits. Kelly Williams had a great year. Tim Steele winning the Busch Series championship. And Dale Jarrett takes the lead. To the Sapco Pontiacs now in the mix. Kyle Petty, and there's Patty Moyes. But if you want some trouble, perhaps make it double if both those Penske Fords stay up there. Rusty Wallace entering the mix.
You know, Dale Jarrett leading for the point with how good that car is tonight compared to normal. You'd think Kelly Williams is behind the wheel.
Hey, I mean, you know, she's already made some Busch Series starts in 98. She's been pretty impressive, and I'm sure we're going to hear a lot more from her moving forward. New leader, Patty Moyes. Go ahead.
I wasn't even speaking.
Oh, for some reason I thought you were. Okay. How about this? This is kind of like, we're like Bill and Chip from Fork in the Road, in a way.
Hey, I'm trying to keep it serious, but it's a bit tricky when my feed is a few seconds behind.
Yeah, that's fair. Oop. There we go. We got a female 1-2. And then we got 2 seasoned veterans. We got 2 top veterans, Rusty Wallace and Dale Earnhardt, in 3rd and 4th. Was Tammy Jo Kirk still in the hunt for her first career win in the Winston Cup Series. Jack Roush looking for some kind of breakthrough. Look at this. Wallace and Earnhardt teaming up together. Patty Moyes is going to have her hands full. And imagine Bill and Chip announcing alongside Alex. Yeah, they're fun. They're fun. They do a great job with what they do at Fork in the Road. Definitely check them out with their future releases. As Patty Moyes continues to hold off the field, Kenny Wallace now entering the mix. We got the 2 Wallace brothers in the top 5. And now in the top 5 is the Cartoon Network Chevrolet of Jeff Burton. Who's going to make the next move? It's going to be Dale Earnhardt. Earnhardt to the inside of Rusty Wallace. But who's going to go with him? Can he catch Patty Moyes' draft? He is going to. Following him is Andy Petrie's entry. That's the 33 of Jeff Burton. And you see Alan Kowicki in the 7. Recent Daytona 500 winner. Earnhardt, of course, a 3-time Daytona 500 winner in this timeline.
got more playoff guys running to the front now. One of them's trying to lock their way in. We got basically a 50-50 chance if you think about it.
Yeah, it really does feel like a 50-50. We're not really going to know or really have a good idea of who's going to win this race until we get to the white flag, as we see Dale Earnhardt to the inside of Patty Moyes. Alan Kulwicki now looking to follow. I'm looking back behind the top five. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was going to say, but yes, the routine will be, once this is done, Alex will export and save everything, and then he'll immediately throw it to me to quickly put the graphic together. I've got the template up and running.
Yep.
So, yep. Of course, it won't matter that much for the first race of a round because you can do the math yourself looking at the positions, but that's not the point.
Yep. For 16 drivers, it's just getting that win to punch their ticket to the round of 12, because I'm going to say right now, Nürburgring's going to get wild. There's going to be a lot to track in that race, and it's only going to be 5 laps long. Top 3, Earnhardt, Kulwicki, Tammy Jo Kirk, and how about Jimmy Spencer, the 98 Ford owned by Cale Yarborough, who is also himself a former 500 winner. It would be cool to see to get that small team in victory lane.
Mr. Excitement, making things exciting as always.
That's right. The infamous nickname for Jimmy Spencer, Mr. Excitement. It will be a long 5 laps, yes. But I figured I had to adjust it because it said 2, and I was like, ugh. I don't think 2 laps will be enough. So I think 5...
We did the math. The 5 laps should be about 40 minutes.
Yeah.
We did the math.
It's a 14-mile long circuit. Oh, man.
Those 5 laps are going to be longer than this race if it goes caution-free.
Yeah. Dale Earnhardt continuing to enjoy this lead. Meanwhile, he's got Tammy Jo Kirk behind him. Bubba Nissen making his way to 3rd. Had a rather quiet year in 1998. Of course, just won the championship in 1996. He's hoping to have a better season in 99. So is it SNL canon that Mark Martin got the key to his hometown? I'd say so, because I know that's been brought up a bit in previous streams. I'm going to say he does. Why not? How will cautions be handled? That's the funny thing. There won't be cautions for Nürburgring, because let's face it, the way I tested it, there will be a caution lap one, so unfortunately we're just going to have to turn them off, or there's not really going to be much racing action. I don't know how long the caution laps will be, if it'll just be 1 lap or what. Unfortunately, it's not like the pace car can just be like, okay, well, you guys can go at any time. But that being said, less than 10 laps to go already, and this is when things are going to get interesting. It's Earnhardt, Kulwicki, Joe Kirk, Wallace, and Texas Terry Labonte, the 2-time Winston Cup champion, who nearly won the 1986 Daytona 500. He lost out in a close battle with Jeff Bodine in that race. And here we go. Oh, man, Kulwicki and Wallace immediately teaming up on Earnhardt, and Alan Kulwicki's going to take the lead. Rusty Wallace, Terry Labonte, Rob Moroso, all there with him. Earnhardt is left to dry. And Terry Labonte goes to the inside of Wallace. Joe Gibbs Racing, a team that has been struggling on and off. They have not won a cup race, and they want to change that. But now he's under fire from the 2 1996 championship contenders, Bubba Nissen and Rob Moroso. Nissen's going to get the upper hand, and look at this. the two top owner drivers of NASCAR, Alan Kulwicki and Bubba Nissen, running 1-2 in the closing laps here at Daytona.
How is Rob Moroso going to blame his crew for this one?
Yeah, hopefully we won't have to worry about that. We'll have to see if everybody can get to the finish as well. Ricky Rudd now up to second, followed by Bill Elliott. And how about the
six out of the top 7 or 7 out of 8 are playoff drivers now? They're all coming to the front.
It all cycles through. But how about the 21? That is Eddie Bierschwell, a man who won the Daytona 500, and that changed his career forever. Oh, I spoke too soon. We got drivers pitting. They couldn't make it on fuel. Now we're really going to have to hold our breaths.
Major championship implications.
When will I get to yell aggressive goes around like Rick Allen? Let me see who's all on pit road here.
That will be the next race.
Yes. We've seen that quite a bit. Quite a handful of drivers. Robinson, Moyes down pit road. Nemechek, Petty, Darrell Waltrip, all down pit road. This is our top 4 right now. And we're going to come to 5 laps to go this time by. I would have to think everybody now is going to have to pit. And, yep, that's what they're all going to do here. Rusty Wallace will stay out for the time being. I swear if he somehow has enough gas.
Even if he has enough gas, you'd think the pack would catch him, but...
Right. He'll be by himself practically as Alan Kulwicki and friends make their way down pit road. Irvin, Moroso, Earnhardt, Jeff Gordon getting service. It's just splash and go for everybody. And out of this group, Kulwicki will be the first one off, followed by Bubba Nissen. What other things are different in the SNL timeline outside of NASCAR? I admit, I won't say much right now, but I have, thought of some ideas and stuff. I guess one thing I can say is that those Daytona wildfires did not happen since the Pepsi 400 or the Pepsi 400K ran like it was supposed to in real life. I will say that. But yeah. And yes, JGR does have a Super Sportsman win. I was referring to, of course, not winning a Winston Cup race. And now we look at this group of cars exiting pit road. That's being led by Rusty Wallace. So who's going to have the lead? This could be for the win right here. Depends if that other pack led by Kulwicki can get up there first. Rusty Wallace still trying to get up to speed. Here comes Kulwicki, Nissen, and Eddie Bierschwell. So Wallace right now will have the lead, but still, he's trying to get up to speed. And I think that 7 car is going to catch him. Wallace trying to hang on for dear life. Nissen's going to hook up behind Kulwicki. Bierschwell's going to work with Wallace. This is when things are going to get interesting. 3 laps to go. 3 wide for the lead. It's Bierschwell, Wallace, and Kulwicki. Can Eddie Bierschwell deliver a win for the Wood Brothers 21? He's going to have to hold off a pack of cars, though. Rob Moroso's behind him. Alan Kulwicki's to his outside. Look at Alan Kulwicki, power on the outside, 2 laps to go, but Rob Moroso is coming.
Don't say that, Alex.
Don't give NASCAR any content. And Kulwicki clears him. He leads with 2 laps to go, but is he a sitting duck? Moroso, Martin, Elliott, Todd Bodine. Bunch of cars in this mix to win. Mark Martin to the inside. These are drivers trying to win their way to the round of 12. Off turn 4. They're going to make it back to the start-finish line. White flag, final lap from Daytona. It's a trio of Fords. Kawicki, Martin, Elliott. Todd Bodine up to... Go ahead.
We got a chance. Are we going to get Kawicki and Elliott once again?
I think we could. It may just be like the 98 Daytona 500. If Elliott could get past the 15, he's going to have to go to work here. Or can Mark Martin perhaps make the move? Can anyone make a move on Kawicki? Or is Alan Kawicki perhaps the king of Daytona? Wait a minute, Bill Elliott to the inside. Joe Nemechek's going to follow suit. Does Kawicki have what he needs to win this race? Is Elliott out of time? Off turn 4, checkered flag waves, and Alan Kawicki will win at Daytona, and he's going to punch his ticket to the round of 12.
Take a look at what he did.
How about that? Kawicki and Elliott part 2, but Kawicki does it again at Daytona. That race went for about 40 minutes. That race went by quick. 40 minutes.
Yeah.
Here's your finishing order before I export all this and send it off to Jet here. So Alan
Do not forget to do that, or that's going to ruin the night.
Yes. Okay, let's do OFP R1. Let's just do that. All right. I'm going to save it again because OCD. Okay. So anyway, Alan Kawicki's your winner. Bill Elliott is second. Joe Nemechek is third. Mark Martin is fourth. Fifth is Rob Moroso. Sixth is Todd Bodine. Seventh, Eddie Bierschwell. Tammy Jo Kirk, 8th. Rusty Wallace, 9th. And Bubba Nissen in 10th. Look at the rest of your finishing order. And I know for sure some of the playoff contenders with some disappointing finishes. And let me say this right now. When you have this kind of playoff format, you need to be in it to win it. You cannot be racing for 20th place. You got to race for that win. Yeah,
That's exactly what Mark Martin tried to do.
Yeah, exactly. Mark Martin just going for it there. Kind of the underdog in this situation, but he was able to make it all work. Yeah, Shauna Robinson, Jeff Gordon, Sterling Marlin, Dale Earnhardt, some drivers here who already in the hole after one race. And doesn't get any easy from here because we're heading to Nürburgring next.
Right.
All right. This is the graphic from earlier, by the way, so I am going to... Yeah, I'm going to quickly change it. Why not? And then I'll change it back to the new points thing.
Right.
All right. So...
I'll get to work once Alex sends that to me, and then in the meantime, if you want to give him the Racing Infinity preview, go ahead. Whatever you want to do.
Yeah, I think I'll do that. Give me a second here.
Send me over the score for stuff, and I'll get to work on the map.
All right. Let's do SNL off-season playoffs, 1998. All right. Okay. I'm hoping my mic does not get muted. I'm praying that my mic doesn't get muted. Please, don't be mean to me. Okay. Ah, there we go. And I guess you can just tell me, Jed, if I end up getting muted again, because Streamlabs decides to have a mind of its own. Okay.
Well, I can't do that because I got the stream on mute for not getting both audio sources.
Oh, good point. Okay. Well, double check. Yay! I'm still not muted. Okay. hold on. What? Must be weird. Oh, wait. I think I know what I did. I think I should have put .txt at the end of it. Let's see if that helps. Well, I'll get this nonsense figured out. What track is next? Nürburgring.
We got score 4 giving you trouble already.
Yeah, that seems accurate. I think I didn't type the file name in correctly, and I think because of that causes the program to freak out. So with that, I introduce to you the... Why does it look like that? Here's a little teaser of the next Racing Infinity while you guys wait, because I don't want to keep you guys waiting too long. Divisions... So yeah, there's a little preview of what the next Racing Infinity will be.
Let's see if you know your stuff.
Yeah. Wonder what it could be.
If you know an extremely specific what if, you will know what this is.
Yep.
I'll put it like that. Do your research if you don't know. We're not telling you if you're correct or not, but
Yep, we're gonna stay quiet on that, but
it is in fact a race that is in either the 20th or 21st century. I will tell you that.
why yes. And it will be taking place on an oval. Is that too much information?
Well, I don't know. They see some banking there.
And let me just say, some of the camera angles that I've been working on, they went hard. And NASCOM probably just memed me. I'm just kidding.
Again.
I can't get over those videos. Okay. Copy, print screen, whatever.
There we go. Now I can get to work.
Okay, so yeah. Am I muted? Oh, sweet. I'm not muted. Awesome. Okay. We're just make like a gray speed streaming drinking game. Take a shot every time Alex's mic gets muted. And the Viagra 4 goes hard in the turn 1. Oh. let the memes begin. Don't let your memes be memes.
Words to live by.
So yeah, I have begun work on the next Racing Infinity. Stay tuned for when that video gets released. Video production for it is underway. So I think you're going to like it. I think it's going to look really good. And all that fun stuff. So, excuse me. So yeah, feel free to ask any questions, whether it's SNL or things in general. How about how have y'all weekends been? What y'all think of the races from Bristol this past weekend? A lot went on. Obviously, the Truck Series and their playoffs. The Xfinity Series premiering on the CW. And of course, the Cup race last night, which is funny because earlier I was like, "Oh yeah, I don't want to miss the Cup race." Oh wait, it was last night because it was on a Saturday night. Ah yes, the Greg Biffle 69 thing. I'm trying to remember where that whole thing started. Because it's funny, because he actually drove that number in the SRX. Which I found pretty funny.
What's the SRX?
Yeah, I think a lot of people... I wonder if a lot of people have probably forgotten what that was. Yep.
This graphic process would go a lot faster if I didn't just type Rusty Moroso.
Whoops. Let's see. Yeah, Larson dominating the Cup race. I thought it was, obviously I know a lot of people were pointing out, it was different from the spring race. To me, it was just the 5 team had a really good car and a really good setup, and it showed. It kind of reminds me of, exactly, Benjamin. I was thinking of that last night, too, when MTJ dominated the 2016 Coca-Cola 600. Just a great performance out of him overall. Shout out to Daniel Suarez, because he, things didn't play in his favor, but he raced his ass off, and he earned his way into the round of 12, so good work out of him. The Xfinity race was great, and I'm excited to see more of how things look like and what the CW does, because the CW, they seem pretty invested. They seem to really enjoy. The drivers seem to be invested into it, so it's pretty exciting, for sure, as the new media deals start to kind of take shape. ARCA East season finale, yep. Yeah, Connor Zillage kind of had a bit of a rough going, but he's still learning. He's still getting better. I still think that young man's the real deal. He is the real deal.
Connor Zillage finished 3rd in whatever IMSA race there was today, too, by the way, if you didn't see that.
Oh, Indianapolis, yeah.
Yeah, that was today.
Yep, I went to that event last year, had a lot of fun. My local CW only airs in 480. Really? Interesting. So, maybe in SNL, Denny Hamlin drives for Jerry Jones. They both choke in the playoffs. They would be a perfect match in real life. Oh, man. Yeah, of course, I know Junior was running the Xfinity race. Let's see, what else was there? Of course, some interesting news. Of course, Corey LaJoie and Justin Haley doing a driver swap. Harrison Burton's got an Xfinity ride for next year. So, interesting to see how those guys do in their new rides. Oh, yeah, he does on the Cowboys. Meanwhile, my Cincinnati Bengals play tomorrow night. Praying to the gods we don't start 0-3. Now, speaking of the Cowboys, they lost to the Ravens tonight, 28-25. You know what's tough? That the Ravens are in the AFC North, and I have to root against them. But what sucks is their quarterback is Lamar Jackson, and me being the Louisville fan, I'm just like, man, I gotta cheer against him. But yeah, and Justin Haley, he's gonna have Rodney Childers as his crew chief next year, so that's gonna be interesting to see, and I'm curious to see how he does. Let me see what else happened. The Falcons are up on the Chiefs early. Excuse me. Lions beat the Cardinals. Rams beat the 49ers. The Panthers beat the Raiders. Huh. Seahawks beat the Dolphins 24-3. Not 28-3, unfortunately. Steelers beat the Chargers. Boo. Colts beat the Bears. Packers beat the Titans. Broncos beat the Buccaneers. Vikings beat the Texans. Eagles barely beat the Saints. Giants beat the Browns. Jets beat the Patriots. Glad we are getting more NASCAR NFL collaboration. Yeah, I've always liked the idea of, crossovers between different leagues like that. Let me see here. How many of you guys saw Arch Manning play yesterday? Oh yeah, he seemed to play pretty good. So, my Louisville Cardinals beat Georgia Tech, so we're 3-0. Lando Norris won the Singapore GP. Yep, I saw that. Daniel Ricciardo stole the fastest. Oh, really? Wow, I didn't see that part. Unfortunately, I didn't catch much of the F1 race, but that is interesting. Excuse me. Yeah, I admit allergies are kind of bothering me, but what can you do? General Booty. Yes, that is his. I guess that is. I guess that is his real name. Let's see. I will say you will have more 1999 updates soon. But, yep. Meanwhile, I'll go ahead and at least get Nürburgring set up, and we'll get that going. Again, I really don't know what's going to happen, because this race could get a little crazy, I admit. Ugh, let's see. Okay, let me turn that off too. Okay. Check. Oh, you know what? Actually. There we go. Just double checking the roster. Yep, it's all good. Doesn't hurt to double check things, right? Never hurts. Again, I'm just getting the Nürburgring race ready. 14.160 miles. That's how long a lap is here at this track. Let's see, I'll accelerate through practice and see how long a lap takes. Andrew, how's it going? Oh, jeez. These are some long laps. There should be a book about all the small and underfunded teams and drivers in NASCAR. That'd be cool. I know Brock Beard does the field fillers. I know he does a series on that. So, definitely something to check out for sure. But yeah, it's kind of fun to look back on all the smaller teams and see, like, what happened to them and how the teams were and what was the story behind them and stuff like that. So like I said, stand by and we'll get you the updated standings shortly for the after the first race. I'm going to include a couple of the road ringers because I noticed that the last race, because there were fewer full-time drivers, and because I had so many of the alternate schemes listed, I only had 40 cars entered. Don't worry, nobody of note was missing. I double-checked, so we don't need to worry about that. So I went ahead and threw in a couple of the road course guys to run this race and all that fun stuff. Man, it's kind of funny. The practice and qualifying session times are not long enough, so only a chunk of drivers actually get lap times in because of how long the track is. But what can you do? This is not going to be like any other road course, I can tell you that. We're getting to the age of Haas Carter Motorsports and Haas CNC. Yeah, good point. Very good point. We'll have to see how all that lays out in the coming years at SNL, of course. So, and all that. So yeah, I pretty much got qualifying set for Nürburgring, and like I said, we'll wait for the standings here and see how things shape up. Of course, Alan Kowicki punched his ticket to the round of 12, so he's got nothing to worry about for the next two races, which is always a good feeling to have.
Right. I apologize to you all, but my points are finally done. I made an error on my end, so I apologize for making you all wait.
It's all good.
Now we can finally get the green hell going.
Yep, the green hell.
Gonna be something else.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know how this is gonna go. So,
Alex, got your new points in your inbox. So sorry about that.
Oh, you're good. I got it. Okay, so time for the grand unveiling of what the standings look like. No, that's not what I meant to do. Okay, so let me do the thing with the thing.
Do the thing with the thing.
And then some other things. I don't know what I'm saying. All right.
Should be quicker the next time around. I made a mistake on my end, but that's on me.
All good. Oh, whoops. It blew up, so I need to make that smaller. That should work. Okay, here is what things look like after Daytona. So, Alan Kowicki advanced.
It's still. Oh, there it is. Now you got it.
Yeah, sorry about that.
My feed is behind. I'm forgetting about that.
Yeah, I actually have the stream itself on my PC muted, but yeah, just to make sure things look good. So yeah, Kowicki advanced. And Nemechek, Mark Martin, they're back by 30 of the points lead. And you got Moroso and Wallace, Nissen, Petty, Green, Rudd, Richmond, Moyes, Earnhardt. So Dale Earnhardt just barely has that final spot over Ernie Irvin, Sterling Marlin, Shauna Robinson, and Jeff Gordon. So, yeah, Daytona did not do many good wonders for the likes of Robinson and Gordon, but anything can happen. So with that being said, qualifying
Our top two in points are both below the cutoff. That's going to make things interesting real quick.
Yep. All right. Who's ready for Nürburgring?
You got cautions off, right? Just double checking.
Yes. Cautions are off. The full pace lap is off. Just to speed things up. All right. Who's ready for this green hell that we're about to experience, huh? All right. So, here's our starting lineup. You got Sterling Marlin. You got the 2 Penske Fords on the front row. Then you got Rob Moroso, Mark Martin. By some chance, Steve Grissom was able to get a time in, so he's up here. You got Darrell Waltrip in the 6. Then you got Jimmy Spencer, the 91. Yeah, sorry, this is acting kind of funny. There we go. Kevin LePage. Davey Allison. Ricky Johnson is in the field. Patty Moyes. She's got the Cherry Coke scheme going. Ernie Irvin. Kyle Petty, Bubba Nissen. You got Jeff Gordon in the Mac Tonight car. Goodness gracious. There we go. Alan Kowicki next to him. Of course, he has nothing to worry about. Joe Nemechek, Tim Richmond. Dale Earnhardt and Ricky Rudd. We got Jeff Green and Jeff Burton next to him. So we got 2 Jeffs. Kelly Earnhardt is sporting the Ralph Earnhardt throwback. Next to her is Shauna Robinson. Tammy Jo Kirk, Casey Elliott. Kenny Wallace, Dale Jarrett. Bobby Hamilton, Terry Labonte. Todd Bodine, Bill Elliott. Kenny Brack, Rick Mast. Eddie Bierschwell and Wally Dallenbach. Terry Schoonover, Robert Presley. Dick Trickle and Chad Little. Ward Burton, Jeff Brabham. So that's who we have in our starting lineup. By the way, Alex, how do you feel about Kyle Larson leading like 450 laps? I mean, it's just impressive. It was just, obviously Larson's so good, but also he had a great car. You know, what can you do? It was just a great overall performance he made and everything else. So, great work by that 5 team to have the perfect setup. Sometimes you're just dialed in and there's no stopping you. So our second of 3 races tonight, it's race 2, round 2, at a track that NASCAR has never been to before. We are here at Nürburgring, and yes, only 5 laps in this race. It is the full 14-mile circuit. It's going to be a test of agility, skill, endurance, and many other things for these drivers as the stars of the Winston Cup take on a track unlike any other.
I'm Joe Moore here with Barney Hall here to ask why the hell are we here?
Desmond the Moon Bear. How did I get here? The end.
Let's get this show on the road. I'll probably hop off the voice a lap or 2 into this, but I'll still be behind the scenes to get the work done.
Okay, sounds good.
Putting in all the behind the scenes work.
That's right. And we are rolling. I don't know how long this pace lap's going to be. I turned off full field pace lap, so we're not sitting here waiting for like 5 minutes. Oh, man.
Everyone place your bets. Who's the first car out?
Who wrecks first? Alex is cultured, bringing up an ASTF meme. Oh, man, I love those videos. They never get old for me. Got your nose. Look out, he's got a nose! Long straightaway here. Yeah, make your picks for who's going to wreck out first and who's going to win this race, because I guarantee you, I don't think a lot of cars are going to finish this race, but we'll see what happens. Very narrow sections of the track here.
We're talking about narrow when someone making the Macau Grand Prix for NR 2003. We got to do that.
What if everyone crashes? That is a good question. I guess hopefully we won't have to cross that bridge, but
The game does have a way it figures it out, because I've seen it happen at garbage tracks before. I don't know if this will be one of them. We'll find out.
well, here we go. Pace car off pit road. It's time to bring the action from the Nürburgring, and we're underway. What a sight. And here,
Previously only possible in Forza, everyone.
that's right. Now, real in NR 2003. And Marlin does scrape the wall. But it seems like he's still doing all right. Yeah, this is interesting because they go behind pit road, essentially, through here. Again, cautions are turned off because they're going to have to be.
This was ye olden days when the track doesn't make sense.
Yep.
Damn Europeans.
I guess instead of saying the European mind can't comprehend this, the American mind can't comprehend this.
Where's Jean Girard to be our ringer in the field today?
Yes. I've got you, Ricky Booby. Let's go through the field here and see if we have any victims.
I'll give you a piece of advice, Alex. You're probably gonna have to use the cameras and go back in the field a lot just to see who got knocked out.
Yeah. I guess we'll know if anybody's on pit road. Nobody's on pit road yet, so woo, Rusty in the grass. I got a little scary for a moment. I can't wait. I'm going to be like, meanwhile, we're still on the first lap. And I'm pretty sure we may see people pit just because of, like, fuel and stuff, but we'll see. It's on 1X. Like I said, this is only 5 laps, but this is such a long circuit that, yeah, it takes a minute, but I love some of these camera angles, I gotta say. Oh, here we go.
Jeff Gordon's in the Mac Tonight car because it's gonna be the moon's gonna be out by the time they finish this race.
Oh, yeah. I don't know if I want to be out here at nighttime driving this track. Man, look at these camera angles.
Race cars don't need headlights because the track
Is always lit. Yeah.
I don't know about you, but I'm seeing some of these hills right along with the guardrails, and I'm just waiting. When is someone going to slide off one of them and flip across the track?
Right.
David Ruderman style.
Yeah. Everybody's still in one piece.
In one piece, you said?
Yes, one piece. Oh, got some wall scrapes. Oh my. See, that's TV2. Okay. Looks like a little front end damage on the 28 of Dick Trickle. But he's still going. Marlin tried to see if he could make a move on Rusty Wallace there. Wasn't able to. Rob Moroso sits comfortably in third. Sorry for the lag there, folks. So is my brother, but he still needs headlights. I'm gonna laugh if nobody ends. What's up?
What a sight to behold with this track.
I know. And we're still on the first lap, by the way. Yeah, I'm gonna laugh if like nobody wrecks.
After all this, after all we hyped it up, it was just the fast forwarding that caused it.
Yeah, because sometimes I know accelerating races will do that, but who knows?
Well, hey, we got to get some wrecks in here because the fans won't be happy if Rusty wins.
Yeah, ooh, I gotta see what happened to the 21 here. Oh, man. Yeah, Terry Schoonover just hits the wall. The 21 goes spinning. That must have been when the lag happened. So we do have some wrecks.
Well, aggressive one around.
Yep. We did have an aggressive goes around between Schoonover and Beerswell. Moroso is going to pull a Ryan Blaney 2018. Just wait. Yes.
We're still on lap 1.
Yeah. Well, oh no, Sterling! Oh my God. He's still rolling. Holy hell. Did you see that? I don't know if it happened on your end yet, but wow. Sterling Marlin went up the grass. Both he and Rusty did. We got some... Oh, everybody's using the grass. This is an interesting maneuver here.
There we go. There it is.
Yep, here. This is when all hell breaks loose. Oh, here we go.
Shades of Jessica Friesen.
Sterling Marlin's about to do the flip and win. Anyone else? Okay, that part of the track's going to be fun. Oh, the 28.
Well, now we know where all the DNFs started.
Yep. How's Sterling Marlin? Okay, he's only back to 4th. So, yeah, he could do the... I mean, you never know. He might be able to do the flip and win.
We got a half hour of racing ahead of us, if not more.
Yep. By the way, we're still on the first lap. We're still on lap 1. Oh, this is fun. This is fun. We're having fun.
We're having fun.
Thank you, Christopher Bell.
Crowd's gonna start cheering if Rusty hits something.
Yep. Oh, trouble.
All right, I'll give myself about 5 more minutes before I head off the call, but let's see what happens.
All right.
I'll make it to the end of the first lap at least.
Yeah, Sterling Marlin had more problems here. Did he just lose it? Oh, he hit the guardrail. Oh no, things are getting worse for Sterling Marlin here. He's having a rough time.
And he's already below the cut line too.
Yeah, that's not good.
Can you believe that IRP is going to be the most normal track of the first round?
I know, right? It's kind of funny because I mentioned at the start of the stream, Super Speedway Road Course Short Track, almost like the playoffs in real life, except that one's a little more normal. Ooh, Alan Kowicki had some damage on the front end of his car. Ooh, Kyle Petty. His day's going to be done. So let's see. I'm going to see what... Oh, whoa. What? Oh, no. The 98 loses it. He goes flipping. The 42 hits him. Wow. Look at that. Oh, Shauna. No, Shauna. It's like Spencer just lost it, went up the hill. Davey Allison, Jeff Gordon. It's like everybody's just sliding on an ice hockey rink. Robinson with some damage. This is wild.
Shades of David Rudiman again.
See, I'd say Kyle Petty was smoking, so... What the... Oh my god! Robert Presley just ate it. Oh, Dick Trickle had nowhere to go. Hits the 81. Bierschwell, yeah, I'd say Trickle's done. Bierschwell almost done. Presley is done. The 98's already on pit road.
Well, and we're on the bright side. The more cars that get eliminated, the less there's going to be.
Yeah. And we're still on lap 1.
We're nearly there.
Yeah, I was going to say, we're getting close to lap 2. And already, a lot has happened here at Nürburgring.
At this, Alex, I apologize. At this rate, IRP might have to be a 20% race at this rate.
Yeah. Yeah. And now we have reached lap 2.
Everyone clap. Everyone in the audience clap.
Everyone clap. This is a great moment, guys.
Alex, go back to the menu. What was the lap time on that?
Let me see.
If it's even updated yet.
Oh, wait a minute. I can just... There you go. Fastest lap, 8 minutes, 54 seconds.
Honestly felt longer than that. I'm not gonna lie.
It did. Oh, man.
Oh, man. I'll give it a few more minutes. We'll see if we get one more flip before I leave.
All right.
I'll still be running all the graphics behind the scenes, but yeah. You know what the worst part of this is that I just realized? You're gonna have to wait an extra 5 minutes after the checkered flag to make sure all the results are accurate.
Yeah, exactly.
That's gonna be bad.
Yeah. Starlight Alchemist, how you doing? Yeah, so we got some guys on pit road. Kyle Petty's done for the day. Sean is on pit road. Davey Allison's gonna keep going. Chad Little, the 98's been extending repairs there. The 21 is done. This track is torture in racing games. Le Mans is more fun.
And that's why we picked it. We wanted Goofy in here too.
Exactly, and we saw all the choices, and we were like, well, let's do Nürburgring. Let's see what happens.
We had a couple guys suggest it. That I wish the track ran a little bit cleaner, but why not?
What can you do? I agree. Yeah, it is perfect for something like this. Yeah. So now Rusty leads, Moroso second, Darrell Waltrip is third, Mark Martin fourth, fifth place is Patty Moyes. Ooh.
How is Rusty gonna flip? That's the question.
Do a flip.
Do a flip.
Russ Wallstappen still winning. Starlight, I'll let you know that Alan Kowicki did win our first race at Daytona, so he's locked into the next round of the off-season playoffs. Wallace is trying to be the... Rusty Wallace is trying to be the next one to do it. Ryle Wallerson. Nope.
Hey, all I'm saying is Max Verstappen never led 450 laps in a race.
That's true. Yeah. Kyle Larson, or I should say, as Lee Diffie would put it, Kyle Larson! I am planning to attend the 24 Hours of Daytona next year. Oh, awesome! 24 hours? I'd love to go to that race. Just to, camp out somewhere in the infield and just watch the cars go by. That just sounds pretty cool. Especially, the overnight hours. I just feel like that's a vibe. That's a whole different vibe on its own.
I was telling Alex about this yesterday. I don't know when IMSA's TV deal is up, but my $1 million idea is I think CW needs to get the Rolex 24 and do the first ever live 24-hour broadcast on a major network.
Yes.
All 24 hours live on CW.
We will be seated. 2 laps out of 5 complete. Still in favor of Rusty Wallace. Still waiting for that one turn coming up. Where everybody was...
Four more chances for him to flip if that's what everyone wants.
That one turn where everybody was just driving on the grass hill. Kind of curious how much fuel lasts on 1X here. Oh, here we go. Alright, those two survive. Darrell Waltrip will be next to conquer this weird section. Mark Martin.
You asked how much fuel will last. I will tell you, I think this might be the one track in IR 2003 where pitting at the white is totally acceptable.
Exactly. Man, look at Jeff Gordon's car. How banged up that one car is. You might need a couple McDonald's burgers after this one. Meanwhile, Steve Grissom's like... Go ahead.
Don't they serve beer at McDonald's in Germany, or am I making that up? Because Jeff's going to need one of those, too.
I mean, hey, wouldn't surprise me, honestly. Which, speaking of Germany, here in Cincinnati, they had their big Oktoberfest festival this weekend. Now look at Ricky Johnson in the 75 there, wheeling it. This was the intersection where people were eating it. Oh, Rusty! And Rob Moroso! The top two have wrecked!
Major championship implications!
Aggressive goes around! Yeah, they both just lost it. That's pretty much what happened here. Oh, I think Rusty tapped the guardrail. That's what happened there. Third place is still a ways back. Oktoberfest! Yes. Can Darrell Waltrip survive this section? Ooh, yes he will. Mark Martin will too. Not Patty, though. Oh, Patty, she's flipping. No. Look out, Bubba. Look out, Bubba. Oh, by God. Dale Earnhardt lost it too. Oh, Patty might be done. Same with Nissan's done. Yeah, Patty's done too. Made you a lot. Championship implications for sure. Jet, I'm sorry. You're going to have a field day with this. Steve Grissom. No! Steve Grissom was top 10! He's still rolling. No, I think his car's smoking. He's done. Oh, heartbreak for Grissom. And Casey Elliott's next. Kelly Earnhardt as well. Looks like they're going to be fine, though. They're going to keep going.
We're just gonna need a live camera on just this corner in the bottom left of the screen or something. That's what we need.
Right. And there goes the Kevin LePage in the 91. He's done. Ooh, look out, guys. Look out, look out. Dale Jarrett. Oh. Oh, Terry Schoonevern. Oh. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. So this is the corner that's been killing everybody.
This is a track of all time.
Yep. Oh, yeah, he just rammed into Terry Labonte there, and that's pretty much what happened. Rick Mass is going to just clobber right into him. Dallenbach's going to clobber into Mast, and so will Bill Elliott. Oh, Davey Allison, 2 for 2. Now he goes flipping. He might be done. And Chad Little's just, I'm taking my sweet time through here.
As he should be. But
At
the
this-
AI is not smart enough for that usually.
Yep. Let me go back a bit here. So I'm thinking, looks like Moroso took the lead. And Rusty Wallace did make his way down pit road. Yep. Boy, pit road looks extremely narrow there. Good lord.
Well, guys, if we do an off-season playoffs for 1999, I guess we're picking Isle of Man as our excessively long road course.
Yes, we are.
So this is fun, but I'm not sure if we're gonna do this one again.
Right, or at least for a long time. Can't even guarantee that Moroso's going to win. Look at all those cars hanging out on pit road.
Yeah. Well, hey, like I said, the more cars get knocked out, the less cars there are to knock you out.
Yep.
All right, Alex, if you don't mind, I'm gonna head off the call, but I'll still be behind the scenes.
All right, man. Sounds good.
All right. Thank you, guys. Happy to be here. Thank you guys for watching. Enjoy the rest of the stream. I'll be in chat, helping behind the scenes. See y'all.
See you, man. So yeah, that was Jets Racing Designs hanging out with all of us here as survival of the fittest here at Nürburgring. And before Rob Moroso flips 1 trillion times into that turn. He's probably going to now that you said that. It wasn't that banked hill that everybody was driving on. It was that corner. That's the corner that's been killing everybody. Because I was sitting there going, what is going on in the tests I was doing? And then I'm now seeing, I'm like, oh, that's what it is. That corner is murdering everybody. So Moroso has like a, well, not a 2-second lead. He's got a much longer margin than that. Darrell Waltrip sits in second. Mark Martin third. Dale Earnhardt is fourth. Jeff Gordon is fifth. The furthest back car still running appears to be Jeff Brayman in the 90. Man, look at these views. This is certainly a fantasy track for NASCAR. We are on lap 3, so when we eventually get back to start finish line, it will be 2 laps remaining. Jeff Brayman's gonna win this race. Honestly, I wouldn't count him out. Scrape the wall there. Yeah, it looks like Brayman is actually making his way down pit road now. Here comes the forbidden turn. I think that's what I'm going to call it. Yeah, the forbidden turn. I'd love to know how much time it took. How much time it took to make this track. It probably took a while. Pretty sure that, of all drivers in this field, he's made the most starts at the North site. You know what? That wouldn't surprise me. I'd believe it. Man. Just waiting to see what happens in that turn next. I mean, again, it's just wild how massive this track is. In real life, he was the 1996 JGTC champion. Oh, nice. Excuse me. Let me see here. Again, Rob Moroso out to a pretty comfortable lead here. He's going to just slightly hit that grass banking. No problems for him whatsoever. Ooh, Darrell Waltrip, Mark Martin. No issues for them. Well, guys, hold your breaths. That forbidden turn is coming up. It's Rob Moroso. I can't tell you, excuse me. Excuse me. I can't tell you how much of an interval it is, but pretty good size. I'd say, obviously, you've already seen Boris Said, and you'll probably see Scott Pruitt at some point eventually in SNL. Okay, I think it's coming. Here we go. Who's going to be the next victim? Rob Moroso. He gets through it. No problems for him. Here's Darrell Waltrip. He's good. Martin is good. Here's Earnhardt and Gordon. I don't think Gordon can afford any more damage on his car. They get through fine. Tammy Jo Kirk gets through fine. Rusty Wallace, who's, I think, back in 7th now at this point. Plenty more drivers getting through it much better than before. Rudd gets through it. Here's Kenny Wallace. Goes into the grass a bit, but he's fine. Here's Tim Richmond. Oh! And our first victim. Richmond is fine, though. He's still going. But the question is, will he have to go down pit road for some work there? Ricky Johnson's fine. Casey Elliott, Kelly Earnhardt. Here's Marlin. Two laps remain here at Nürburgring. Did I just see some sparks fly off the 20? Hopefully he's good. Let's see, if he has an issue now, it's a long way back around. Bill Elliott, Kenny Brack appears to be on pit road. Credit to Bank. Yeah, pretty much. So, Rob Moroso, when they came back to the line, had a 15-second lead on Darrell Waltrip. In third place is Mark Martin. Fourth is Earnhardt. Fifth, Jeff Gordon. Goodness gracious. Guys, this has certainly been a race, hasn't it? Can Moroso survive that forbidden turn 2 more times? Or really just survive this track in general? Yes, this has been the race of all time. What would Urinating Tree say? The greatest race? IRP is next, and knowing that what we've seen so far at Nürburgring, somebody's probably going to go into the catch fence at IRP. We'll see. Let's see. I'm going to guess those out of the race, as I know of, are Patty Moyes, Kyle Petty, Eddie Bierschwell, Jimmy Spencer, Dick Trickle, Robert Presley. I can't confirm those guys. Oh, excuse me. I can't confirm those guys are out of the race. I get to hear about NASCAR and the Edmonton Oilers in the same channel. We'll see how IRP goes. I think it'll be a fun, interesting race for sure. The Oilers just beat Winnipeg 3-2 in overtime in the preseason game. Nice. I'll have to see how my Blues are doing. The St. Louis Blues are my favorite NHL team. 2019 Stanley Cup champions. Happy they finally got their Stanley Cup. Ugh. Let's see. So Terry Labonte, Bill Elliott, Kenny Brack are still on pit road. Their days are probably most likely done. Blues are down 3-2 to the Utah not Coyotes. Oh yeah, they're just called the Utah Hockey Club or something like that. My high school sports team ripped off. Oh really? Huh. Interesting. I know a lot of high schools do that though, so. Whoa! Robbie. That got interesting there. Gordon scraping the wall for a moment. The Salt Lake Hotshots. Yeah, I don't know what they're gonna name their new team. And I know the NHL is already talking about expanding. I heard they want to add. I know Houston and Atlanta are mentioned to be the potential front runners for NHL expansion. And he survives the forbidden turn. He just has to do that one more time. Dale Earnhardt has caught up to Mark Martin. Time to watch Atlanta lose their third NHL franchise. Well, hopefully they'll have better ownership. Maybe that'll save them. You never know. As Rob Moroso goes up and down the hills. He's got again, probably over a 15-second lead at this point. And Moroso is getting close to reaching the start and finish line. White flag is in the air for Rob Moroso. So Moroso takes the white. We got second, third, fourth, and fifth back here. Darryl Waltrip, Mark Martin, Dale Earnhardt, Jeff Gordon. Excuse me. Rob is going to flip on the final lap. Oh no. Moroso out to a 21-second lead over Darrell Waltrip. I will say this will be a good points day for Mark Martin. Already with a top 5 at Daytona. Most likely a top 5 here. He may have less things to worry about heading into IRP in our third race. I'm sure it's been a long, grueling day for some of these drivers. They're just ready to make it back to the checkered flag here. If Rob flips, then we won't have a snooze fest. I feel like he's going to now. I mean, if he can, like, flip and then recover, though, that would be interesting. Because then I'd call it the flip and win. Less than 13 miles to go. Oh, man. So, yeah, we are on the final lap of this one. And then it'll probably be a few minutes for to get the results and standings together, because obviously we're going to have to wait like 5 minutes for everybody to cross the start-finish line. My bad. Man, I love TV1's camera angles in this. There were no huge wrecks at Daytona. We actually ran green the entire race. And of course, race 1 was won by Alan Kawicki. Of course, Rob Moroso with this win would also advance to the round of 12 alongside Kawicki. And then on to our elimination race at Indianapolis Raceway Park, which is probably I'll be quicker on the points this time. You're alright, man. It's all good. And there's Jeff Bram, who is still... He's currently listed 28th, so I believe there are 28 cars. Yeah, that checks out. 28 cars, I believe, still on the track. So actually, that's not as bad as I thought, because like there was a sim where I simmed it, and I swear like 8 cars finished. So I had to set the AI difficulty to as low as I could, just to kind of play things safe. I did not turn on cautions for this race, actually. Fun fact. Well, again, it's just something fun to do and something different, obviously, and kind of like sort of like a hypothetical thing of like what it'd look like if there were playoffs and stuff like that. Yeah, earlier on in the race, we had quite a few wrecks. So the story behind the NASCAR-Nike partnership is there was something like a Nike racing that was done in real life, but this is something that we're doing just a little bit more of. Yeah, there wouldn't be much racing action if we had the cautions turned on for this race. You know, I used to be like, why do we have the playoffs? But now it's more like there's a reason why we have it. And plus, in a way, NASCAR stands out more that way. You know, that NASCAR is the only motorsport that does the playoffs. You know, we do things a little differently. So, and it's different. It's unique because you have your playoff drivers also racing with the non-playoff drivers and stuff of that nature. So, yeah, I have also apologized. I sound a little stuffed up. I think it's that time of the year where the allergies are here to whip my butt. So, definitely would need a virtual safety car here. This would be the yellow hell. Yeah. Like I said, as long as Moroso survives that one turn in particular, looks like it's going to be home. He's going to be home free here. As Moroso continues to circle through this 14-mile circuit. The winding hills of the Nürburgring. And he survives. Yeah, I started watching in 2004 as well. Jeff Gordon and Mark Martin side by side for third. How about this? Looks like Gordon's going to get around him. Oh, Northwestern, like Northwestern University, Big Ten. Rob Moroso, that checkered flag is close. And I'm sure he is ready to wrap things up here from the Nürburgring and everything else. Here he comes. Checkered flag waves, and Rob Moroso is going to win at the Nürburgring. He has conquered the green hell. Meanwhile, Jeff Gordon has actually found his way to second. I don't know how he did it with that beat-up rear end of his car. Mac tonight finishes second. Then it's Darrell Waltrip, Mark Martin, Dale Earnhardt, Tammy Jo Kirk, the top six. So when are we bringing the International All-Star here? Oh, no. Oh, it already says official standings. Well, that's good. Joe Nemechek looks like he may have wrecked out on the last lap there. Same with Ward Burton. Oh, gosh, I couldn't begin to imagine the International All-Star here. Yeah, Jeff Gordon really saved himself for sure. Same with Dale Earnhardt. Yeah, you know what? Yeah. Earnhardt's slowing down. Yeah, I think these guys are starting to run out of gas. That doesn't surprise me. All right. So these are the standings after the first race, not to confuse anybody. So let's do this. There we go. All right. Hang tight, folks. Hang tight. Well, that was certainly a race of all time. All right, there we go. Okay. That doesn't look great. Let's see if I can fix that. Yeah, I just remember. I remember the first time I think I played Forza Motorsport 2 many years ago, and it had Nürburgring on there, and I took a look at it and went, "How long is this course? Oh my god!" So yeah, I do like a lap or two on it. I'm just like, man, that took like almost half an hour. So, yeah, I'll let you guys know what the point standings are. Jet is on it, and then after that, we will head to IRP. All right. Excuse me. I'll be honest, because the stream has gone on for 2 hours, I may bump this race down to 20%. And because this is a short track, I'll make things interesting. Make pitting at 2x. Let's see. So we'll take Brabham out. I'll put in the 60. I'll put in Ronnie Orr. Why not? Where's the 75? There you are. Alright. So while we get the standings set, I'll go ahead and at least set up IRP. Make sure to turn those back on. Full pace lap, yellow flags. Okay, perfect. So yeah, again, if you guys have any questions before we do this final race of the evening, let me know regarding anything. So, yeah, just let me know. Let's see. like I said, I guess since football season's underway, what are some of y'all's favorite NFL teams? And how did your team do today? Mine's the Bengals. They play tomorrow night. They take on Washington, which, once again, I'm hoping we don't start 0-3. So I kind of can't figure out this football team. But, oh well, what can you do? It's so early in the season. Yeah. Can't really give a good answer on sponsors right now because so much can change and so much can happen, but yeah, unfortunately, I know Northwestern also has the temporary stadium that they've got because they're building their new Ryan Field. You know, I went to a school that didn't have a football team, but I always grew up a Louisville Cardinals fan. So, you got the Cleveland Browns. I am Canadian, therefore I ignore the NFL site from Super Bowl commercials. That's fair. Do you follow the Canadian Football League at all? Because I know the Canadian Football League. Northwestern's team. I like the location of it because it's like right off of Lake Michigan, right? Because I know they're also playing some games at Wrigley Field, I think, too. So, excuse me. As a Floridan, the only team I've ever really liked have been the Dolphins, but they haven't been good in decades. Yeah. God, I feel bad for Tua. I hope he's okay, He's had quite a few concussions already, and I don't know how much longer he could play with that kind of issue. The Edmonton Elks? Okay. Nice. Northwestern needs SNL Rusty Wallace to save them. It's wild to me now that I look at the Big Ten and now they're coast to coast. You're going to have, Rutgers having to go travel all the way across the country to play UCLA or something like that. And, of course, USC went to go play Michigan this past weekend. Oh, yeah, Winnipeg, yeah, the Jets and the Blue Bombers, yeah. Alright, so, let me do this. Alright, you guys ready for the updated standings? Give me a second here. Alright. Minimize that. So, yeah, things got a little interesting here. Alright, here it is. Does Rusty Wallace invest in the St. Louis Rams in this timeline? You never know, I guess. It means them staying in St. Louis, right? Yeah, I agree with Jet. We're in for a show. So Rusty and Kawicki have advanced. Martin, I think, looks good on points. Nemechek, surprisingly, looks good on points. But look at this. All three Sabco Pontiacs, all three Sabco drivers, are below the cut. Marlin is right on the line. And, yeah, so I think Martin and Nemechek point out. So, I think they're both good to go. It's not quite must-wins for anyone, but Irvin, Shauna, and Patty need help. Yes. So, this could get interesting here. So, the Sapco folks are going to have to show up. So, 100 laps, 2x tire fuel for IRP. And I only shortened it just because the stream's been going on for a while and I don't want to take too long, of course. I thought I was seeing double with Green and Gordon. Oh yeah, the two Jeffs, 9th and 10th. How is Jeff Green so good in this timeline? I think it's mainly because of the way we did the equipment ratings, and I think he's really benefited off of it. Now the fact that like he's with a really good RCR team. So, yeah. Let me run qualifying. Well, good news for two of the Sapco drivers. I'll give it another moment, though, to show the standings for you guys. Jeff Green turning into Jeff Checkers. I mean, he's got a couple wins in the bag, so including the Brickyard 400. So, hey, to win at Indianapolis, that's a big deal. So, the Brickyard 400's had some interesting winners in this timeline. We've had Wally Dallenbach. We've had Kenny Wallace, Shauna Robinson, Alan Kowicki, Jeff Green. So it's kind of crazy to see like all the drivers who have won the Brickyard 400 already. So all right, so let's head over to the race. And good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We are live from the Indianapolis Raceway Park, just on the outskirts of Indianapolis, Indiana, where after driving on a 14-mile road course in Germany, we're now at the small little short track here in Indianapolis, Indiana. And it's an eliminator race. It's the final race of the round of 16. Or it's just a decal of a green brick. Yes. So, here's a look at our starting lineup. Kyle Petty is on the pole. He is below the cut. Not a must-win. He's there. But he needs a good points day today. Next to him is Rusty Wallace. Patty Moyes, who's also below the cut. She definitely needs a good points day today. As well as Sterling Marlin, who's right on the bubble. Alan Kowicki is already pointing his way in, and next to him is Bubba Nissen. After that, you got the 15 of Mark Martin and the 50 of Tim Richmond. The Platinum NBNA car of Ernie Irvin, and next to him is Rob Moroso, your winner from Nürburgring. Then it's Dale Earnhardt and Casey Elliott in the Diet Pepsi Ford. Jeff Green in the 31. Joe Nemechek, who most likely has pointed his way in. Then you got Kelly Earnhardt, followed by Terry Schoonover, Bill Elliott, and Jeff Gordon. He'll be in the McDonald's World Cup paint scheme. Next up is Ricky Rudd in the 25, and the 6 of Darrell Waltrip. Then it's Tammy Jo Kirk and Kenny Wallace. Jeff Burton and Robert Presley. Dale Jarrett back in the White Rain Ford, and Kenny Brack. Chad Little and Eddie Bierschwell. Wally Dallenbach and Bobby Hamilton. Dick Trickle and Shauna Robinson. So, not good for Robinson. Not the qualifying run that she needed here. Followed by Terry Labonte, Todd Bodine, Kevin LePage, Ward Burton, Rick Mast, Rodney Orr, Jimmy Spencer, Steve Grissom, Willie T. Ribbs, and Davey Allison. Not a good qualifying run for Allison either. But besides that, we are set and ready to go from Indianapolis Raceway Park. Who moves on? Who gets eliminated? We're about to find out for 100 laps.
To your cars.
Excuse me. For 100 laps around IRP. We're a minute away from the command. Excuse me. The allergies. They're real. Oh. Looks like the Blues lost to the Utah Hockey Club. Ugh. I think they're in Columbus coming up. When is that game? That's right up the road from me. If I can, I'd like to attend that game. Only if I can, though. Ooh, that's on Wednesday. I'm not sure. Alexa, play Real Gone. Yeah. Alright. Who are your picks for this race? Who do you think's advancing? Who do you think's getting eliminated? Comment what you think.
Drivers, start your engines!
And we are rolling. All right. 42 cars lined up and ready to go for 100 laps here at Indianapolis Raceway Park. Kyle Petty, Rusty Wallace, Patty Moyes, Sterling Marlin. Time to set for the round of 12 after tonight. Who's it going to be? Let's bring the action at IRP. Green flag. And Rusty Wallace gets a much better start than Kyle Petty does. And Wallace quickly clears for the lead with Kyle Petty battling Marlin for second. Down the backstretch, Marlin's going to take second now from the 42. Petty and Moyes need a good points day today. And it's a Penske 1-2 to complete lap 1 here at Indianapolis Raceway Park. Wallace trying to be the next driver to potentially win his way in. Of course, Marlin, another driver on the bubble, just barely above the cut line, running in second. My fellow Americans, I think we all know where this is going, so let's just skip to the end of the race. Things have settled into a rhythm here. What has probably been the first normal track on this playoff schedule. Now Rusty Wallace doing what he usually does, pulling away. Yeah, Kyle Petty just did not have the ideal start, and because of that, instead of leading, he is back in third, and he was not able to get those 5 bonus points for leading a lap. Bubba Nissen now behind him. Of course, you see Kawicki and Moroso back there, 2 drivers that have already advanced to the next round. Waiting for the lap when the camera is focused on casually passes Rusty as he's lodged in the catch fence. Kind of want to keep an eye on Shauna Robinson to see if she's been on the move. It looks like she has been on the move. Although she's currently 22nd. She's gotten around Kenny Brack, who has done pretty well in short tracks in the Busch Series, surprisingly enough. As now she's going to try and clear the 44 and go to work on Bill Elliott. Well, while the two Penske Fords drive away, we'll focus on third place. How will this affect Stephen Wallace's career? That's an interesting question. I mean, we're still quite a ways from him appearing, but it's definitely something worth asking, of course, moving forward. So we'll have to see. We'll have to see how he does when we get to that time. So. Again, the Winston Cup has become very familiarized with Indianapolis, but at the Brickyard, not here at IRP. And what an interesting track to finish off the round of 16 at. The track such as this. Rusty Wallace, I think, is about a straightaway away from the 60 of Willie T. Ribbs. Stephen Wallace versus Dale Earnhardt Jr. Yes. Yes. The rivalry of the century. We gotta play that one Russell, almost 3-second lead on his teammate. And Wallace has already began lapping the tail end of the field, starting with Willie T. Ribbs. Well, this race might be the Rusty Wallace show, folks. Of course, Rusty was leading early in that Nürburgring race when he suffered that one forbidden turn and cost him a chance at winning that race. He puts the 77 of Rick Mast a lap down. He goes to work on the 98 of Jimmy Spencer. 98 goes up high. Dick Trickle ahead of him in the 28. As well as the 73 of Rodney Orr. Save us, Dick Trickle. He's a race car driver. His name is Dick Trickle. And again, I mean, Rusty Wallace has just checked out. Although it looks like Sterling Marlin has actually gained a little bit of ground on him. But that's probably because of the lap traffic, as Marlin has gotten around the 60 of Ribbs. Fun fact, I saw Willie T. Ribbs run the SRX race at IRP back in 2021. I was at that event. That was fun. That was a fun night. Rusty Wallace, his next victim is Rodney Orr there in the 73. You got Kevin LePage in the 91 ahead of him. again. Marlin continues to chip away at it. I see the 44th, Kenny Brack, going on pit road there. He's actually... I don't know if he's going to make his pit stall. Looks like Kenny Brack's just down on power. Oh. Yeah, I get something's wrong with this car for sure. Tough break there for Kenny Brack. Yeah, SRX was fun, you know. It was just cool seeing a bunch of the different drivers and stars come together and race in that. Dicky one Tricopy. Yeah, I was going to say Kenny Brack, New Hampshire moment. I love this game. Anyway. As Rusty Wallace puts the 91 LJ Racing machine of Kevin LePage a lap down. Yeah, Mark Webber, I think, was supposed to run it in 2021. I'm not sure if the pandemic and travel restrictions were the reason why he couldn't participate, but yeah. Nope. I mentioned the pandemic. YouTube's going to whoop my butt now. Rusty Wallace goes to work on Steve Grissom, who's listed in 35th place. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like Tony might be more interested in running his drag NHRA team right now. So now Wallace laps Grissom. Excuse me. He's got a 2-second lead on Marlin. 31 laps complete. Now Rusty Wallace is going to work on lapping the 85 of Davey Allison, driving the Tampa Bay Devil Race Motorola car. Kind of interesting since Indianapolis A does not have an MLB team and B caters more to the St. Louis Cardinals and the Cincinnati Reds. However, Wallace is kind of just chilling where he is. No sense of urgency for him. I feel like even points-wise, he's looking alright. He sits in 6th in the standings, and if he can at least get to lap 50 and still be leading, that's another 5 extra bonus points for leading the most laps, so I think Rusty's in a pretty good spot. Once again, things are still looking pretty good for Rusty. I don't know if there's any stopping him for sure. He's pretty much going to look like Kyle Larson in that Cup race last night. Or from or Max for all of 2023. Yeah. Oh, 3 wide. Wallace trying to put Dawn back in, Terry Labonte, and Ward Burton a lap down all at once. He just wants to take care of it and be over with it. Still 3 wide, though. Ooh, man, I think Dallenbach and Wallace may have made a little contact there. Mark Martin may go from last to first. Yeah, Mark Martin's currently 8th, so I say as it stands right now, he is definitely advancing to the round of 12. Again, we're running these 3 races tonight. And I figured I'd see if I can find it. And just as a reminder, in the next stream, the round of 12 will consist of North Wilkesboro, Old Spice, and Kansas. So, a track that remains alive in Sunday Night Lights, a fantasy track from the console games, and a track that has yet to exist in Sunday Night Lights. So, definitely going to be a fun round of 12 next time we stream. Then the round of 8 will have Senair, Homestead 1996, California, and then the Championship 4 will have Atlanta, the SNL version, the pre-97 version, if you will. So that's what we have coming up ahead. Who plays Jack Barnhart? So, I know we kind of behind the scenes discussed who, but never really said who'd play him. I don't think we've decided on that fully, per se, as of right now, but we might eventually say something about that down the road. So, Senair Super Speedway is in Canada. It's in Quebec. So, it's a triangular shaped track. It's only it's a 0.826 mile paved triangular oval. The largest oval track in Canada. Yeah, so I think that'll be I think that's gonna be a fun track to do for sure. Reaching the halfway point, and once we get to lap 51, Rusty Wallace will have the most laps led no matter what. And because of that, he will get 5 extra bonus points that should lock him up for the next round. Oh yeah, I see it here. It used to host kart from 1984 to 1986. Located in, I'm going to assume that's Saint PA, if I said that correctly. Yep, there it is. Okay, it's just east of Montreal. Okay. Famous driver almost lost his legs in a bad crash there. Oh, wow. I didn't know that. Reaching the halfway point now, and Rusty Wallace continues to lead. Oh, okay. Oh, so St. Pie? Okay. I wasn't sure. I didn't want to sound like the stereotypical American that just mispronounces, you know. So Rusty Wallace will have the most laps led. So I think it's safe to say, even without the win, he will most likely advance. Meanwhile, Sterling Marlin has actually dropped back to 4th. Rob Moroso has taken, or no, Bubba Nissen, well, he was 2nd. Rob Moroso, however, now is in 2nd. Marlin's looking for 3rd back. And Tim Richmond is currently 5th. Mark Martin is 6th. Whoops. There we go. Looks like Patty Moore's got around Mark Martin for position there. Kyle Petty's also been dropping back. He's currently 11th. He's outside the top 10. All 3 Sapco drivers on the risk of potentially not making it to the round of 12, which would be absolutely shocking. There's Shauna Robinson right there, listed in 21st place. She's trying to work on the 14 of Kelly Earnhardt. Anyway, with that being said, let's find Rusty. There he is. Coming to lap 56 now. Yeah, I see it now here on Google Maps, where the track is. Shauna is choking because there's no Little Caesars in Germany. Yeah, I guess so. Well, I don't want to go. I'll have to look that up because I know Jet mentioned that the McDonald's in Germany sells beer. I'm gonna have to look this up now. McDonald's in Germany. German McDonald's was the first to incorporate beer into their menu. They started doing this in 1971 and haven't looked back since. It makes sense considering Germany's beer culture is quite large. You can order whatever brew they might have on tap to go right along with a hamburger. Whoa, what in the world just happened there? Oh my god, big wreck. I just caught that at the corner of my eye. We had green flag pit stops taking place. This happened literally right in front of Rusty Wallace. Ricky Rudd in the wall. Chad Little hits him hard. And that's going to bring out the caution as our leader just came down pit road. Breaking news for your Cincinnati Reds. They fired David Bell? I didn't think they would. Hold on. Boy, if that happened, if Rusty had been taken out in that, oh man. Yeah, Rudd, that's Ricky Rudd, that's a playoff contender right there. He's still on the move though, which is good. All right. Cincinnati Reds give the axe to manager David Bell. Wow. Yeah, okay. Well, I'm sorry. I could tell something wasn't working. You know. We only made the playoffs once under him in those 6 years, and that was, well, the COVID years, so, you know, it's, I just feel like with the talent, the young talent that team has, that I just don't think things are clicking, so I guess I don't have much faith in the ownership, but hopefully they'll find the right guy. So with that being said, we'll have to see how everything looks thanks to the timing of that caution. I wouldn't be surprised if Rusty still has the lead after all this, but we'll wait and see. SNL Rusty Wallace should purchase the Reds. Yes. Alright, so those lap cars are going down pit road now. Somewhere in the IRP press box, Dodge dealers are watching this and planning for a cup return. Yeah, you never know. So yeah, that is not good for Ricky Rudd. He's going to be... I think he's going to be on the tail end of the lead lap. Or something like that. Yeah, this is major championship implications here. Oh, Patty Moyes just went down on the track. As a matter of fact, all three Sapco cars, 22nd, 24th, 25th. This, boy, say it ain't so. Yeah, I think Patty's got an issue. She's heading to pit road. Oh, Rusty's going to have to lead after all this. That makes sense. Well, at least the action got broken up a little bit. So, we have 36 to go, I believe. Currently. So let's see. Second place is Bubba Nissen, followed by Nemechek. Ernie Irvin's fourth. Earnhardt 5th, Jeff Green 6th, Darrell Waltrip 7th, Casey Elliott 8th, Terry Schudever 9th, Kenny Wallace 10th. I think the rusty jokes and gumball quotes are starting to take a toll on Gray Speed. Oh, I'm good. I'm good. Yeah. I probably should have seen this coming that Rusty was going to dominate. Alright. Well, this is going to be interesting because there's a lot of cars on the tail end of the lead lap ahead of Wallace, but there's still a few cars that separate him and Bubba Nissen. So, looks like we're going to come to the green flag with 34 laps to go, I believe. And we are just about to hit 3 hours on this stream, so it's getting a little late. I do apologize. Here we go. Green flag is back in the air. And Bubba Nissen trying to get to work here as Rusty Wallace trying to work on some lap traffic. Rusty commits Michael Waltrip and puts solid rocket fuel. Gosh. Ah, yes, the jet fuel. Yeah. Nissen is second. I think back behind him are the 5 and the 11. Wallace moves to the outside. He's got a pack of cars in front of him, though. It looks like Ernie Irvin's trying to take second from Nissen. Wallace is 3 wide with Dallenbach and Bierswell. Wallace uses the 9 for a draft a little bit. Battle for second here as Irvin and Nissen are going to put Ward Burton between them, and Nissen will take second, and he and Irvin finally have the leader in their tracks for now. Nissen's got some front end damage, but thankfully this is a short track. He won't have to worry too much about that. Earnhardt is there as well. For the first time tonight, it's safe to say we have a battle for the lead. Nissen goes up high. I don't know if that's going to work for him. Ernie Irvin's going to try and peek to his inside. Wallace trying to put a lap car between him and second place. Look at this, though. Bubba Nissen to the outside of Rusty Wallace. Nissen, of course, is not... Or, excuse me, yeah, Nissen is a playoff driver. What am I saying? So, yeah, if Nissen can win, he advances. New leader, number 59, Bubba Nissen. Rusty Wallace has fallen back to third. Ernie Irvin now to the outside of Nissen. Irvin wants the win. And certainly don't count out Rusty Wallace yet either. Coming off turn 4. Now it's going to be Ernie Irvin leading the way. And Rusty Wallace going right back to it. He wants second from Nissen. Nissen needs to get past the 21 of Bierswell. An outside pass for the lead at a short track? What kind of sorcery is this? And now Ernie Irvin's going to have to go to work here because Rusty is there. He's going to have to keep trying to put lap cars between he and the 2. It seems like the outside line is the more of the preferred line here at IRP, as Irvin is struggling to get past Willie T. Ribbs. And now Rusty's about to take the lead back. It looks like lap traffic, schmap traffic, nothing's going to pass him. Nissan joins Cup and he chooses Nissen. Irvin trying all he can And now Ribs is gonna split between these two, and Rusty Wallace is gonna take the lead back. And Rusty's probably gonna drive away with it now. And I think Irvin is just at a disadvantage right now because the outside line has just been more of the preferred line here instead of the inside. IRP is a very good multi-groove track. And Nissen, meanwhile, has dropped back to 4th as Dale Earnhardt is up to 3rd. Close to 30 to go here at IRP. Ernie Irvan trying to chase down Rusty Wallace here. Wallace trying to get past Jeff Burton. So now Irvin's going to have to be smart here. He knows the outside line is probably the preferred way to go. He's going to have to stay on the 2's tail. I thought Rusty was going to drive away, but that has not happened. Ernie Irvan is there. Trying to find some way around Rusty Wallace. And our 2003 AI being smart. Don't give him credit. Yeah. Like I said, IRP has just been kind of like that multi-groove track where, yeah, you know, you could overtake and pass on the outside. So, that's, you know, it's always been a fun, unique little track for sure. Ernie Irvan still staying there with Rusty Wallace. Wallace not able to get past those lap cars of Jeff Burton and Bobby Hamilton yet. "16 laps to go when they get back to the start-finish line." Meanwhile, Rusty Wallace looks to the inside of Jeff Burton. Not able to get around him. He's going to look again to the inside. And once again, nothing. Can Ernie Irvan find some way around Rusty, or Wallace hang on for this win? At the line, it'll be 14 laps to go. Such an interesting battle going on here. Again, Ernie just cannot find a way around Rusty Wallace here right now. Now Wallace is going to go to the outside. That might be bad news for Irvan. Wallace has a run on Jeff Burton, but now Ernie Irvan ducks to the inside. I just don't know. That outside line has been the preferred line. Jeff Burton's probably going to hold up Irvan here. And that's exactly what will happen. Just smart racing there by Rusty Wallace. And now he's going to try and get around Bobby Hamilton in the 43. $11 laps remaining. I'd say Rusty's got this in the bag once he gets past that 43. $10 to go. If I could tell you who's eliminated right now, I'd say Patty Moyes is done. She's currently 40th and 3 laps down. Possibly Ricky Rudd. He's 35th. Shauna Robinson might be done. She's 24th. Kyle Petty is 22nd. Good Lord, yeah. I think all 3 Sapco cars may actually be eliminated. I did not see that coming. But again, I will export these results and give them to Jet. And he'll calculate everything and hand the graphic over. And I will show you guys who's advancing and who is eliminated. And who will be the 12 drivers remaining. Now Rusty is pulled away to about a 2-second lead. Get back to the start and finish line. It'll be 5 laps to go. We thought Ernie Irvin had a shot, but just couldn't find a way to get away from Rusty Wallace. Rusty Wallace got the lead back, and since then, it's just been all number 2. Rusty Wallace back to the start and finish line. 4 to go. Starlight Express. I just think of that Family Guy clip with Peter. Just Starlight Express, 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 Starlight Express. This race has been number 2 since Rusty took the lead. Ah, clever. Well, Rusty Wallace has certainly established himself that he is going to be a threat to win the off-season playoffs championship for sure. Back to the start and finish line. 2 laps to go for the St. Louis, Missouri native, the 4-time champion. And that Miller Genuine Draft Ford. Driving for the captain, Roger Penske. Trying to get around Dale Jarrett, but at this point, I don't think it'll matter much. Come back to the start-finish line. White flag for Rusty Wallace. Capping off what's been a dominating performance, to say the least. Rusty is good, more at 11, pretty much. On, here they come. Turns 3 and 4. Checkered flag waves. Rusty Wallace will punch his ticket to the round of 12. He wins at IRP. Like I said, I think all 3 Sapco cars are out. But again, we'll get confirmation on that shortly. Alright, hang tight, folks. And again, these are the standings from the previous race at Nürburgring. So we'll do that. Let's see. Yeah, how about Casey Elliott with the top 10? Alright. Joe Nemechek's had a solid round one. Mark Martin. Actually, where did Mark finish? I'm getting tired. I'm just like, I finished 23rd. Okay. Alright, stand by for the standings and we'll wrap it up. So, yeah, Rusty Wallace is first, Ernie Irvin second, Dale Earnhardt third, Joe Nemechek fourth, Bubba Nissen fifth, Jeff Green sixth, Tammy Jo Kirk seventh, Kenny Wallace eighth, Darrell Waltrip ninth, Casey Elliott in 10th. So how about Casey Elliott with a solid run today? Much needed. Much needed. Yeah, I think Sabco is Sab-cooked for this one. Humiliation. But, again, stand by and we will show you the final results. And who advances to the round of 12. So, what do you guys think of the off-season playoffs so far? And obviously, things will get more interesting with the round of 12. Like I said, next stream, the round of 12, it'll be North Wilkesboro, Old Spice, and Kansas. So we actually get back-to-back short tracks, another road course, and a mile and a half. So that'll be fun. Let's see. I'm all in for the format as long as Rusty doesn't win. It was a bit too long. Yeah, I think that was because of the Nürburgring race. I think just because I kind of figured that race was going to be pretty long. Hopefully the next round won't be like that. That's kind of why I made IRP just 20%, because things just seemed like they were going long. Let's see. But, yeah. And obviously, if you didn't earlier, you know what? I'll go ahead and show it again. I'll show you the teaser for the next Racing Infinity real quick, in case anyone missed it earlier. Let's see. Oh, that's not what I want. I'll go ahead and show you the Racing Infinity teaser again. Yeah, I figured some of you guys probably didn't see that earlier. So yeah, not going to tell you what it is, even if some of you might be correct. Just, yeah. What do you guys think this all is? Let's see. But yeah, wonder what do you guys think it is? All right. So, and yeah, like I said, we are for Sunday Night Lights 1999. We're also we're basically just again getting silly season stuff together right now and finishing up on that. All right. But yeah, we'll give you guys more updates when the time comes. Are y'all ready for the moment of truth? Alright. I almost want to quote Stone Cold Steve Austin, "Can I get a hell yeah?" Anyway. Alright. Drum roll, yeah. Can't speak today. Drum roll, please. Feel free to do a drum roll if you wish. Alright, where is it? 3, 2, 1. Oh, dang it. How does this keep happening? Okay. And here's what things look like at the end of the round of 16. So, Rob Moroso, Rusty Wallace, Alan Kowicki, they punched their ticket in with a win. So they advance. Kowicki won at Daytona. Moroso won at Nürburgring. Wallace won at IRP. Then it's Joe Nemechek, Mark Martin, Dale Earnhardt, Jeff Green, Bubba Nissen, Tim Richmond, Ernie Irvan, Jeff Gordon, Ricky Rudd. And man, look at the 4 drivers. Probably 4 drivers that we least expected to be eliminated at this point. Sterling Marlin and all 3 Sabco drivers. Kyle Petty, the Winston Cup champ Shauna Robinson, and Patty Moyes. Sabco just with a disastrous round of 16. It was not playing well in their favor, and because of that, Shauna was not hot and ready. And, Sabco, things did not play in their favor here, so that is what we are looking at. And next stream, we'll run the round of 12, and we'll see who makes the round of 8. So, yeah, things have certainly gotten a little interesting. I think Ricky Rudd did get a little lucky, despite the fact that, obviously, things did not play in his favorite IRP. Man, it's Sabcover. Yeah, it pretty much is. It is Sabcover. This is, if I had to use one word to describe this, probably chaos. Yeah, I think chaos is a good way of describing this for sure. So, wow. Wow, wow, wow. Let's see. Yeah, Sunday Night Lights 1999. The only updates I can give right now is that we're working on Silly Season still, getting all that stuff wrapped up and ready to go, start making the cars, and going from there. So, and I won't give away anything about the Racing Infinity, but obviously we'll give more updates on that as well as we get closer to the release of that. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed it. I know that ran a little long, and yeah, I'll give it another minute or so, and I'll wrap things up and let you guys be on your way. Let's see. All right. So yeah, yeah, we've been going for almost 3.5 hours. Good God. Yeah. I'm going to go ahead and just wrap things up here. I admit I am feeling a little tired myself, but again, seriously, thank you all so much for tuning into the stream. I thought we had a really good crowd tonight for those 3 races, and I'm sure the next 3 will be just as fun and exciting. And yeah, so thank you guys so much for tuning in. I hope you all have a wonderful week ahead, and stay tuned for more exciting updates regarding Sunday Night Lights and Racing Infinity. So with that, you guys have a wonderful night, and I will see you next time.